Alrighty, welcome everyone. I am Teeaboo, and I am here for Chainsaw Man Episode 5. Can you tell that I like Aki? I like Aki. This hits at just the right time. It's actually really super useful and very helpful for me. The last show that I watched or finished was PiP Kongming Ya Boy, and it did a lot to break down some of my barriers regarding self-representation. How to present yourself in the world in order to alter the perceptions of others. I spent a long time shying away from that. After all, I don't really have to engage with most of society in the way that most people do. It doesn't really matter. I get to be a weird guy on the internet, and mostly weird guys on the internet get to do what we want. But there's real value to taking care with your appearance. And I've been struggling for a while to figure out how I want to present myself to the world. And in that struggle, I've sort of just let it lapse. And that's where you get long hair, kind of greasy, fully overgrown, scruffy Teeaboo. And I'm alright with that, or I was for a while. But I've been going out more, and going around more, and playing with expectations and perceptions a little bit more consciously too. And I've started to unpack and realize, I think, what was going on with me. When I was young, I was quite meticulous about my appearance. I went to a private school through most of my childhood, and we had uniforms for most of my childhood. And I was the kid who always wore the uniform, even on the days when we were allowed to wear street clothes or like normal clothes, because I liked the uniform. I liked the formality of it. When I did extracurriculars, I gravitated toward the suit and tie wearing debate team, in part because of the semi-formal representation and the feeling of authority and solidity that wearing a suit gave me. Or at least a blazer. I'm not wearing a suit right now. I'm actually wearing shorts. It's comfy. And at some point, I think as I hit puberty and adolescence and identity and sexuality and change occurs, and all the nervousness of high school, I sort of let that fall away. Or maybe I chose to put it to the side, to say something like, it's irrelevant, you know? I want people to judge me for who I am on the inside, not what I present on the outside. But the truth of this world is not so deep, and most people aren't willing to look past surfaces. Most of the time, you don't even get the opportunity to look past surfaces. Most of our conversations or interactions are not very deep. So there's real value to presenting on the outside the way you'd like to be perceived on the inside. So when I look back and I think, how have I been representing myself? The answer is kind of as a loser, kind of as somebody who doesn't care about the way other people think of them. And while that to me seemed freeing and power-inducing and kind of like, yeah, fuck the haters and also the system and all the world and stuff, it didn't really align with my actual genuine goals. You know, I'd like to be generally treated with respect by the people around me. I'd like to be seen as potentially attractive to the women around me. I'd like to be given the time of day. I'd like to be able to ask serious questions and get serious answers. I'd like to seem like an intelligent, successful young man, which is what I actually am, I think. I don't think that scruffy, grubby, dirty really lines up with that very well. Something about the contrast between Denji, who is at every level that scruffy, grubby, kind of a loser, but with the heart of a lion or a chainsaw dog, and Aki, who's utterly, entrancingly reserved, got to me a little bit. it felt like seeing a lighthouse in the distance. And like, oh, there's something in that I find compelling. Something that I'd like to take off the shelf and put onto myself, or take out of the show and place onto me. And so I rode my dumb electric unicycle over to the barber shop and asked them for this. I did some research and realized that Aki's actual haircut, as most actual haircuts based on manga or anime haircuts are, it just doesn't actually work. He's got bits that fall here, but then when it's all long, and then it ties up here like neatly. If you go and you look at some of the cosplayers who've actually tried to cut their hair like Aki's hair, it looks shit. So I went with a much more classic, like, simple cut, keeping it a little bit long on top because I like having a bit of the long hair. And it has the side effect of making it much easier to put my dumb motorcycle helmet on because I don't have 4 pounds of hair on the back, which is pretty nice. But the honest answer, the honest truth, is that the reason I did it was because I'd like to be a little bit more like Aki. Or, perhaps more importantly, I'd like other people to see me a little bit more like people see Aki. Someone a little bit respectable. And it amazes me that it works. It shouldn't amaze me that it works, but it really works. I went to the same farmer's market this week that I went to last week. I have another almond croissant in my backpack. It's sitting over there. I'm not going to eat it before we do the reaction. I'm holding it as a as a reward for finishing the work that I have to do today. But I went over there, and the number of people who approached me and asked me about the unicycle, which is what everybody asks me when they approach me, because it's a weird thing, and it gives people a perfect opportunity to approach a stranger and ask them questions about it. Double the number of people. And thinking about it, observing the way that I was treated and looked at over the course of this morning that I spent out on the road and in a couple of stores and at the farmer's market, I got more odd looks from men and a lot more looks from women. And I shouldn't be surprised by that. But I am. I really wanted to believe something that I think is fundamentally untrue. I wanted to believe that character is the most important thing, who you are on the inside. And I think it is, if you're in any kind of engaged relationship, friendship, association, even if you just talk to somebody more than twice, you're going to need the insides to be what matters. But getting to that point, actually getting people to approach you or to accept your approaches, it's way easier when you're clean cut. At least in the town where I am. I live in a pretty conservative area. It's weird. It's mostly white. It's pretty conservative. A lot of retirees. And in this area, 100%, the reception that I get is completely different over the last 2 days since I got this cut. Now, my reception has been totally different for a while because I'm wearing a bright yellow motorcycle jacket and riding around a fucking unicycle. People notice. But I've seen a couple of times somebody will be looking at me, women will be looking at me as I get off the unicycle, and I'll take the helmet off. And last week I would take the helmet off and they go, oh. And this week I take the helmet off and they're like, and it's a totally different reaction. This has very little to do with Chainsaw Man. Our main character is a person who doesn't give a fuck what other people think of him at all. It must be nice having normal clothes and normal hair and normal dreams. I'm a fucking chainsaw. But at the same time, this is something that I think Fujimoto understands and has worked into his character designs. It's something that Aki understands at least a little bit and works into his own meticulous morning routine that we spent so much time on. And that's the flip side of it, is that your outward appearance is actually a result of your internal character. The choices that you make in terms of fashion and dress, haircut, whether you're clean shaven, how you take care of yourself, are all indicators on the outside of what lies within. And we see that a whole bunch in Aki. Who is he really? Well, he's very meticulous. He's very careful. He's quite serious and quite calm. And all of that kind of comes through in his process. But then there's something a little bit playful about him too, right? He's not a fully clean-cut, crisp, buzz-cut boy. He's got that little spike of playful, almost ahoge, right? Little idiot hair. And there's something about that that's really nice. A little bit of childishness, a little bit of youthful exuberance, perhaps, that I think is compelling. And so, kind of as soon as we saw the sequence, it's like it did something to me. It was like, that is a self-representation that I could take from and draw from. And in a couple of months, I'll cut my hair again, and maybe I'll cut it differently than this. Maybe I'll try something else for a couple of months. Try something new. And I'm certainly going to experiment with clothing and how I present myself, because I really used to like wearing blazers and suit jackets, and collared button-down shirts and mildly formal wear. I really used to like it. And I've pushed it away from myself, kind of as a fuck you to the world, I think. And in reality, I think it's been a fuck you to me. As if, and I said this before, I think in Kome, as if I don't deserve to look handsome, or I don't deserve to look clean-cut and like a member of society. At fundament, it was a spiraling out and an expression of something that was deep within me. Some degree of lost self-esteem or brokenness. And weirdly, going in reverse and changing what's on the outside, I guess it's not weird. It's well established and well understood that the clothes that you wear materially alter your psychology. But going in reverse seems to fix the things on the inside. At least a little bit. Or maybe open the door to them. Even if you act like a tech billionaire CEO wearing grubby bullshit, people won't take you that seriously. But if you dress like a tech billionaire CEO and act like a stupid idiot, some people will still take you seriously. Even dumb boy Denji gets a little bit more respect when he's wearing a suit and tie. There's something real and really important about that. You can rail against it all you want, and I do, and I think it's stupid. I think it's dumb. In an ideal world, we wouldn't care. It wouldn't matter. We'd be able to sit down and talk and think it through and converse. But we don't live in that kind of a world. Not anymore. Maybe in times long gone by. But at present, we live in a swipe right, swipe left off one picture kind of world. So your first impression is worth everything. That saddens me. I don't want to conform with it. I don't like it. But I really can't argue with the results, and I do like the results. I like being treated with a little bit of respect. And I like getting coy smiles from the women around me. It's pretty fun. It's kind of nice. And it feeds into itself, building my confidence and self-esteem. It's been a surprising couple of days. It should have been obvious, but it's been a surprising couple of days. It is truly amazing how changing the way you represent yourself to the world changes the way the world reflects back to you, which changes the way you feel on the inside. Truly amazing. Transformative. It's like being a different person. And I kind of hate it. I kind of hate that it's true. And it makes me think about the people who have features, traits that are perceived as flaws that are innate to them, that can't just be simply changed. I'm blessed with pretty good features. Not a bad-looking human being, I don't think. I can get grubby and gruff, but I clean up pretty nice. What would the world be like if I had a cleft palate, or was missing an eye, or a deformity in my face? I don't know why, but when I went to the farmer's market today, there were a couple of groups, I think touring groups or something, I'm not sure, of disabled kids. Teens mostly. Wide range from wheelchairs to certainly kids with Down syndrome, a wide range, handlers and all. And looking at some of these people, I was thinking about that. I have the choice to be perceived in a wide range if I want to, and a lot of people don't have that kind of a choice, don't have that kind of an opportunity. And so I think the onus is on me, is on us, to look past first impressions. Unfortunately, we can't expect the rest of the world to do the same innately. We have to start it individually. It's hard. It's innate. It's built in us. It's a survival mechanism. I don't like intentionally manipulating the psychology of the people around me. I'm reminded of one of my Dungeons & Dragons players' characters, who's a rather powerful wizard, who refuses ever to use any form of enchantment magic. Charms, domination of other people, messing with people's minds. And I feel somewhat the same way. It feels wrong to manipulate other people. But everybody's doing it. And whether you choose to or not is a choice too. And choosing to be gruff and outcast and grubby is a choice, manipulation-wise. And in some ways, it's a choice to ask the world not to see you, not to see me. And I think that's a part of what I was doing for a while. And I think it's wrong. And I think it was hampering me and preventing me from fulfilling the type of life that I would like to live. Because we are social animals, and the reflections that I get back from society determine in large part the way that I see myself. And I wanted to believe otherwise. I wanted to believe that my sense of self was innate and unchanging. That I was firm and solid in who I am on the inside, and I don't give a shit what other people think. And it's not true. And it's not true. I'm not that strong if that's strength. I don't think it is. So, a wild shift for me a little bit. I hope you like the haircut. I certainly do. Hope you like the blazer. I certainly do. I probably won't do this in other videos, because it's kind of hot. And not in the sexy way. It's kind of warm. That's why I'm wearing shorts. But, yeah, that's been on my mind for the last couple of days. How you doing? You doing well? I hope you're doing great. I've skipped the bean tea today in order to grab a Trader Joe's matcha green tea, and we'll see how this is. I am, again, not going to eat the croissant that I have in my bag. Oh, that's good! Water, green tea, matcha powder, vitamin C to maintain color, xanthan gum. Hey, yeah, I'll take it. No problem, it's tea. Got any idea how many caffeines it's got in it? No. Nope, not even an estimate. Good. Plenty, then. Alright. Let's do a drawing. I know exactly what I'm going to draw, and it's stupid. And I'm going to choose to draw something stupid today because I can. We're probably going to cut most of this out just so that I can make the joke land. Do you get it? Chained salmon. Chained saw man. Stupid. I don't deserve to be taken seriously. Woo! Woo! Alright, this is drying out, so I'm gonna actually... you can see, there's a lot of it. It's always such a damn shame to cut it off, because it's so pretty. I get to keep a little bit of my vanity. All right, we'll take this weird, messy top knot as it goes. I'm still learning how to do that. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Chainsaws, man. So, supposedly, we're going to be touching the taters today. Or we were at the end of the last episode. I do have a concern about that. We've been talking, more than a few times, about the idea that Denji's dumb dream of touching titties is not the worst thing in the entire universe for him. It, makes a lot of sense, I think. And it's a solid motivation, honestly. Better expressed than most of the ill-formed motivations of most characters. The problem is it's a really easy motivation to achieve. When he came up with it, it was beyond impossible. No shot, no chance, no way any girl is ever going to let him come within 6 feet of her, because you social distance with that fucking shit. But now it's, fully a possibility. And a reasonable one. And, well, that's a problem, because he doesn't have another goal, really. Or, much else. It's have a place to live. Maybe some friends would be cool. Touch the titties, and we're done. We did it. So, if it actually comes through, he's gonna have to do some thinking and soul-searching, and the world will have opened up to him in kind of a terrifying way, because, you reached the moon. You aimed for the moon, and you reached it. And now you're there. And, what else is worthwhile in life? I guess I'll die. So, that's a bit of a wrinkle, and one that I think Denji will have to wrestle with a little bit. Let's find out as we dive into episode 5 of Chainsaw Man exactly what he does, and whether it actually follows through. I don't know. So, with not much else said, and that's about it, and let's watch Chainsaw Man episode 5. I've got it up and ready to go. There'll be 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep timer to count you down. Please support the channel on Patreon. Also, early access and stuff is on there, so check it out. And beep timer. Nice. Oh, the volume was down. Okay, we're right here. I have changed the subs, by the way. Oh my god, we did it! Eh? No fucking way, Power. Power. He finds out that not everything is true. No. No, where did they go? But... Huh? That was it? Alright, what's he actually yeah! And she's gone. Well, we're over the cliff now. You've achieved your goals. Yep. Yeah, they're... Yeah. Like dough. You ever need dough? It's about the same. It's pretty close. The disappointment! His expressions are so great. Just absolutely rocked. Not sure if positive, not sure if negative. You know what, man? Maybe it just wasn't the right pair. Maybe you gotta squeeze every pair. You gotta try a whole bunch, right? See what's out there. Oh, Fujimoto is hard confirmed a masochist. Which kind of makes sense. Insanity. Morning routine? No sleep. Ah, little bits. What? His whole motivation just shattered. Oh, this is a cute walk cycle. Yeah, smack. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty. The whole episode. She's immediately gonna read this. Can he read? Can he read? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. And now I feel empty. Yeah, man. And now this reflects on all goals ever? What's the point of goalsing? Yes, mechanically and actually as a human being, that's true. No. Your goal needs to be goals. Huh. You can't say. He won't say. What? Never mind. He's just gonna say it. He doesn't care. Oh, he's just gonna... What a good answer. It has more to do with emotional connection. Oh, that's awesome and super sensual. You mean the hands that we've been meticulously animating? Okay, that's really hot. But she's an observer. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, man. I'd remember that forever. Oh, and even that. No pads there, huh? No, Makima is stackaronied. It's special! It's special! It is special! Oh my god. Maki Mama Mommy. You monster. You monster. Anything. Literally anything. I'm a good dog. I'm a good dog. Give me pats. Oh! Who's that? Well, that makes sense that it would appear here. We do have our problems. Is that Swords guy? He's just staring at our tits. Come on. Oh, I'm a good doggy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't say it out loud, you dingus. Yes. Oh. His eyes just explode. Don't say Don't say it out loud. Hmm. Hmm. An emergent. Yeah, builds it up in everybody's minds. Totally. Okay, well that's not how that went down, but yeah, okay. Okay. Rework the Twin Towers a little bit. Oh, were we about to find out where the Gun Devil is? Gonna kill his family? Wait, is this Aki's family? Huh. Oh no, man. The Gun Devil killed Aki's family, huh? Aww. Good, yes, good child. Oh boy. Ah? Oh. Oh, this is serious! Fuck! This is very peaceful and fun. I'm very afraid. Aww, I'm allowed to play? Oh no! Run home, he's never coming back! Timing, timing, timing. Oh shit, dude. What? How? What even? And the Gun Devil in particular. Aha, and banned throughout Japan. Aha. Of course. Fair, yeah. It's like a systemic issue. It's unfathomable. I'll do what I have to. Okay. Oh. 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 So they're magnetically attached. Oh. And we can follow it. Ah, so kill more devils, get more pieces of gun flesh, build up a better compass. Uh. Yeah, there's conspiracy behind that. Also, if you're in power to prevent devil destruction, then stronger devils is really good for you, actually. But Aki's dedicated, she's dedicated, Makima's dedicated, and our real plot kicks in. Let's go! Oh, we're Reservoir Dogs walking it? Let's go! Does it balance? Yeah. It's like, oh, yowza. Copping a feel, hey? That's a pull, man. Yes. We'd all be dead. Oh. Senpai! Senpai! Yeti! Stupid idiots. This guy's dead. This guy's dead. He's gonna die. Sorry, man. Alright. Take him out. Dogs. What did they do? It's gotta be beyond eating his food. You have no human rights. She is a problem. Dude. No. No. Nice. Priorities. Yeah. Aww. Uh-huh, uh-huh. I am a good dog. Yeah. He doesn't even understand it, but it sure is true. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stupid idiot. Hey, hey. Oh, fun. Oh, very fun. Uh, that's what it's about. Oh god, she's in. Oh no. Oh god. What's her deal? They are manipulable. Hmm. Himeno arai kome. I'll lose it all. Oh. Cute. Where are we fading to? Past? Yeah. Ooh. Hi, buddy. Mid choices, huh? He hasn't gone private or died because he's motivated. Oh. Oh. Old timer is no longer a part of things. Wow. Very much like Denji, but far more formal. Huh. Same question. Damn, dude. She's got some rough psychology going on there. It's about to fling. Oh, dude. Arai is so dead. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. What are we gonna do here, man? Oh, fun. That's not the thing. Oh, it is fast. What are you? What is Himeno wielding? What contract is that? Ah. Mage hand. Bigby's hand. Nah, that's not it. Nah, man, that's not it. That's like a feeding off of something else or something. I don't know. What is that? Okay, okay. Alright, that'll do it. That's reasonable. Shit. Good power. Yeah. Stupid idiot laughing at her. It could have just been you. You're in the front, dude. You're in the front. Why you're in the front, Ri? Maybe don't be in the front, bro. Oh, uh-oh, we're dimensional portaled. Uh-oh, we're looped. We're looped. We're looped. We're looped. We're stuck. Dude, the blood thing that's right over there is right there. Oh, don't go alone, alright? Whoa, we're looped. We're heading to the end, right? Oh, hi, friends. Ah, whoa. Oh, awesome. It's the hotel itself? It might be. Himeno as a centaur? Arai in half? Oh, that's another Escher. These are Eschers that I know. Makima as the Pieta is amazing. Bullets and guns? Hands? Whoa. Escape your shackles and your curse with Aki going down that hill. You think you might be looping stuck inside a rune. I think that might be my favorite ED so far. Including the power one, which is hard to say because the power one's really fucking sick. But, I don't know, I've got a thing for Escher. I really do. And the general art form of this ED is special neat. Special neat, man. Whoa. There are so many cool, weird cuts. This horse on one's running is amazing. And then it's like the shadows of it. This is also a piece. I'm just not familiar with it, isn't it? It's been made animated instead. Oh, it's spectacular. Every bit of musculature. And then these individual pencil drawings are amazing too. Eyes everywhere in the stairs. Yeah, it is the hotel itself, really. Flesh spiral Mobius strips, infinite loops and stuff. These horses, dragon things, hand horse. Whoa. There are some weird fucking ideas here. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Fun unicorns. Not so fun. Split in half and lost down. What's crazy about this one is this is a single frame Escher drawing. It's one of his etchings. And it's not like this. It's at a different angle. They've actually rendered it out as a 3D space impossibly and then moved us through. This is cool. This is cool. Most people who mess with Escher stuff don't go much further than repeating the Escher stuff. Just do what Escher did and it's fine. Like, he nailed it as much as you can nail it. When it comes to repeating patterns or looped impossible building geometry or infinite waterfalls and stuff, there's not much to build on there. He's explored the space really well, or explored the fact that in 2 dimensions you can create more dimensions than we actually have dimensions, which is a little weird. It's a little weird that you can fold 5 into 2. It's strange that that works. But it is the holographic principle of dimensions something. I forget what it is. It's that all of the information encoded within a volume can be encoded within the surface of the volume. This is a mathematical principle, and I don't remember the exactness of it. But Escher does it and encodes multidimensional space into a flat plane, which it's what he does. And this takes that and adds time to it, right? Iteration of flat planes creating animation as a sequence. And it actually does something novel with it. God damn, there are some talented people on staff here. I mean, really, there are some talented people on this staff. Mappa killing it. I I love this Pieta. This is, yeah. I love this Pieta. With the chainsaw, pull sticking straight up. Fascinating. Or orienting, Denji as a Christ figure and Makima as a Mary figure is really right on. That's super interesting to me. Oh, how far with the crossed windows coming through. How far we've and showing that they're both sort of dying on the cross. Oh, how far we've come from the Evangelion days. Just throw crosses in, they look cool. I love multiculturalism and globalism. I really do. I think it's the coolest thing. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it didn't exist. You know, I mostly observe art that isn't from my nation. So, this is pretty freaking cool. The number of styles that we jump through is crazy. Reflections, loop, 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 loop. And then we've got these 3 chained saws looping within themselves. So it's a Mobius triplet. These are specters of genuine death creatures, all held on the pull string. And then the same, like, gold leaf halo. What a fucking insanity. Then we get some of those Eschery repetitions, staircases. And Aki descending the stairs as they shatter into nothingness. We pass through. Holy shit, dude. That is so damn cool. Okay. ED, check. That shit's crazy. Boob touchy, check. And exactly what we thought would be the problem. Ah, shit, that was my life's motivation. Now I've accomplished it. What now? But also, as many of us have discovered, and you may have discovered yourself, it's 2 things. 1, we highly romanticize sexual contact and build it up to be way more than it is. It's 2 flesh people putting their bodies together. It's not that weird. And pretty much everybody has done it. Both of your parents have, and pretty much anyone that you meet who's over, 30, almost everyone has done it. And none of them have their lives totally rocked and shattered, but it's, like, pretty cool. But the anticipation of it, that is real power. That's the real deal. And there is a neurobiological reason for that. Dopamine, I'm just going to be real simple about this and go as short as possible. There's a fundamental misunderstanding in common parlance of what dopamine does. It's the pleasure chemical, right? No, it's the pursuit chemical, actually. Dopamine is not released when you get the thing, it's released as you move toward the thing that you're approaching. It guides you like a compass or a gun bullet thing toward the thing that you want. If you set an established goal, you achieve continuous dopamine release as long as you are measurably moving toward that goal and certain of it. Achieving the goal wipes the system, really. Now you're not moving toward anything. There's nothing to release the dopamine. You don't get a hit of dopamine from getting the goal that you want. You get it from moving toward that thing. So if you don't have another thing lined up, welcome to the edge of the cliff, and you're going to drop right off of it. That's the neurobiology of it, and it's right on the money, man. It's right on the money. How do you utilize that to actually, like, motivate yourself or to be helpful? Well, recognize that when you achieve things, there will be more like a sense of loss than a sense of achievement. All this time that you've been moving toward it and thinking about it and wondering at what it could be and all the amazing possibilities, and it's the most important thing in your entire life, and you'd do anything to get there, and it's there, and it's done, and it's fine. I think for me, I do this a lot with products or with things. So here, an example. I think the most recent example would be the electric unicycle itself, the vehicle that I purchased. Okay, I spent a couple of months doing all the research on e-bikes and scooters and electric unicycles and all the other forms of transportation that I could look at, and searching for them and looking on Craigslist and looking on Facebook Marketplace and doing all this stuff and getting really deep into the research around it and what's the best way and what are the best things and all this and all that and all this and all that. And then finally I jumped for it and bought the thing. And the motivation vaporizes. Of course, I was able to sort of finagle it by saying, well, the goal isn't the unicycle. The goal is getting out there and doing things with it. So now my next goal is to be able to ride it effectively. And over the next days, I slowly progress and move toward that and achieve riding it. And that's a great, nice, awesome. And it falls off. And so what's the next thing? Well, I want to be able to go across town. So I want to expand my ability to go out there. I want to be able to go to stores. I want to be able to go to the farmer's market, right? I want to be able to ride a few miles at a time. And so setting another goal, it's preventing the fall off. But I think that process of getting this idea that there's a thing that you want and you build it up in your head and you build it up and you build it up. You want an Xbox. You really want an Xbox. Oh, God, you need an Xbox. It's going to be the coolest thing in the whole world. Gosh, you know what you can do with an Xbox? You can do so much with an Xbox. I need an Xbox. I need one. It'll be so great. It'll make the sunshine turn to rainbows and my poop smell like strawberries. It'll be amazing. And then you get an Xbox and you play for a few hours. You're like, all right, this is pretty cool. It's kind of neat. What am I doing with my life again? Because your life has been captured by the dopamine rush of moving toward this goal that you've had. And then it falls away. Bingo! Right on. Even more right on for sex, because we're so hardwired to think that it's the most important thing in the world, which makes sense because it's really important evolutionarily to reproduce. And so sex is really important. But man, we build it up to be way more than it is. But that principle is true regardless of whether it's sex or not. Finding out that Power wears boob pads is such a great, it's like a soft letdown of the thing. He squeezes, okay, and then finds out, okay, maybe it's actually, the real deal will be better. That's okay. Holy shit. And it does fulfill. It is what he wanted, but it's not the magic that he was hoping for. Because of course it isn't. It's just a person's body. So then, I gotta say, Makima's approach here, first off, is some powerfully sexy shit. And some strong manipulation. Really good carrot dangling from Makima. Gotta throw that out there. But it's also an immense lesson to be learned for us, the audience, and for Denji. He is our surrogate, right? And the lesson is really important. Sex for sex's sake? Connection with another person? Ooh. And she's right. And she's right, and anyone who's had both knows it. Empty one-night stands or hookups are fulfilling on one level, but really empty on another. When it comes to emotional connection and plumbing the depths of another human's spirit, there's another big advantage, and that is that most human spirits are pretty freaking deep. And so it just gets better and better, and deeper, and there isn't a hard, bright line, a clear cliff to fall off of, just a sort of a continuously ascending staircase. I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. It flies far in the face of a lot of modern popular wisdom about sex. A lot of the masculine ideal is big man fucks a lot of different women, doesn't care about them much. That's the ideal, right? But what if that doesn't line up with your actual needs psychologically and biologically? What if connection and seriousness and sincerity is more powerful, more valuable? That's a good proposition. I think it's true, too. And we managed to, again, subtly slip it in a scene that is the sexiest fucking scene. And it's a sexy fucking scene. I'll put it this way. The moment of Denji actually squeezing Makima's breast, it's fine. The moment of her biting down on his finger, or just interlacing her fingers with his, or gently stroking across his hand, that stuff you can feel, right? When we're in here and she's doing this, eroticism, and she's doing this, your mirror neurons should be lighting up. Partly because whether you've got a partner or not, you can do this, and you know what that physically might feel like, and you're able to wire in the ideas of what it might be like to have someone you're deeply attracted to do that. And it's a lot, is what it is. It's a lot. It's incredibly well animated, just on production terms. But the choice to do it, to put it here, to make it as sensual and as slow and as sincere and as pretty as it is, lets it feel really real. Lets it feel really real. And it feels really real to me. It makes this scene almost uncomfortably horny. I love it. I love it. I love it. Compared to the endless sex. Blah, titties. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. Oh, God, the titty nipples going once. I don't like it. God, somebody clip that out of context. The endless sex that we experience in media and in anime. Big bonkin' badonkers everywhere. Short skirts, zettai ryoki, legs crossing, legs uncrossing. Makima's form of eroticism stands out so much. And I've said before that the Dami thing doesn't do it for me. But man, real connection? Pleasant, confident, utterly sensual. The moment where she takes his finger or his thumb out of her mouth and slip gently across her lips. Every bit of it is amazing. And there is this dominance aspect to it, right? Know me by the force of the bite. Like a mother dog biting the back of her pups' necks, right? It's like, it's not just sensual, it's dominant. It's expressing ownership. It's like giving him a hickey, right? It's expressing ownership. She moves into his space while he's shocked, right? And continues to move into his space. Both men and women can learn a lot from Makima's expression, from the way that she presents herself and acts. I think it's... I'm reading Robert Greene's The Laws of Seduction. Greene wrote The 42 Laws of Power, a book that I find very distasteful but true. And I'm reading The Laws of Seduction, which I find actually less distasteful and also true. One of the chapters that I just finished was about dandies. And it also has fed into a little bit of my decisions here. But it was about dandies. Dandies being, he defines, people who play with normative gender roles in a way that generates confusion in the opposite sex, or the sex that they're pursuing. So the masculine, or the male dandy, coiffs himself, cares about his appearance, dresses finely, and maybe in partly feminine garb, colorful or more flowy, things like that. And plays a traditionally non-masculine role while still holding that potentially cruel masculine streak at the center. The reverse, and he uses Nietzsche's love, I forget her name, Salome, not the princess, Lou Andrea Salome, the psychoanalyst woman, who it turns out had many high-level intellectuals absolutely fall in love with her and propose marriage to her within days of meeting her, multiple times. She was entirely focused on psychology and on thought and critical thinking and analysis and stuff like that, and rebuffed at every step their approaches and advances, while focusing entirely on playing chess, competing with the men around her in their traditionally masculine pursuits. And they found her confusing and utterly enticing. A beautiful woman who they could not have, who acted more like a man than a woman, but was still very clearly a woman. Makima fits something of that. She hits all these traditionally masculine roles: power, authority, her dress, her manner, her initiation of sexual contact, and initiation of moving into Denji's space, moving into other characters' spaces. All of those things are fundamentally masculine archetypally in terms of their traditional gendered experience. And I don't think I've ever had a show where as many people have commented here on the channel or on the Discord that they very, 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 very much are attracted to Makima. Lots of men really attracted to Makima. Why? Well, she's really intriguing. She walks those roles and seems free from them, able to walk between them. That freedom is really enticing, really entrancing. And I think that if there are any young women watching this, you can learn from that. The coolness and aloofness, forwardness and slight cruelty that are traditionally masculine can be wielded as powerful weapons to confuse and entice men. And on the flip side, subtlety, gentleness, care for one's appearance, compassion, slow care for detail in a courtship, those things are traditionally feminine, and men can use them to great effect on the women around them. I have no idea what you do if you're somewhere in between that, either in terms of your own identity or your own sexuality. I just don't know. It's weird, and people are all sorts of people, so don't take me seriously that much. I don't deserve to be taken seriously. Maybe just read the book. The book's probably does a better job of explaining what I have failed to explain, but this rings a lot of Lou Andrea Salome and her ability to absolutely entrance all the men around her. And one has to say, Makima has fully entranced all the men around her. Aki, Arai, although he's interested in Himeno, never mind. Denji for sure. And I think in some ways she uses that on both sides, right? The men who are above her, she plays more of a submissive role. The men who are below her, she plays a strong, dominant role. Makima's really conscious of how she presents herself. I think it's so cool, and I think this whole scene is one of the sexiest scenes that I have seen in anime since Monogatari. A show that doesn't stray away from actually representing the sexy bits, in fact does so wholeheartedly in order to somewhat show this concept that the sexy bits aren't that important compared to the connecty bits. Monogatari is great. It's such a great criticism of all this stuff. But I don't think I've seen a scene that was this sensual since then. That's fucking cool, man. It's fucking cool. And it's also gorgeous. I mean, gosh. I feel like Denji after this. Or the way that she just steps over him and casually sits down and then makes him a serious promise. And all of this scene is there to dangle a carrot, right? Hey, buddy, jump toward the most dangerous thing in the entire world. Yes, ma'am! Absolutely, I'd love to! Brilliant. You can see it in her, too. Oh, what a good doggy. What a good puppy. He just dances in the palm of her hand, man. Oh, man. Maki was pretty fucking cool, man. Okay. This is some fundament stuff. This is some base stuff. It plays into so many powerful criticisms of reality. It's not just that gun violence is scary, right? It's that the media pushed it and pushed it and pushed it. And as we say, like about 13 years ago, or whatnot, the gun devil appears right after 9/11. Oh, oh, you mean when the world changed? You mean when we Patriot acted? When travel changed completely? When fear became the baseline for all of our media presentation? Yeah, that'll do it. So gun violence spreading from the United States, and then later that day, the gun devil appears. Of course. Of course. Those nuts on that plane. Not nuts. Very carefully planned. Those nuts on those planes had no idea what they were unleashing on the world. Not even a shot. Not even a little bit did they realize what would happen when you attack America on American soil. The amount of horror and death, mostly by American hands, to be clear, generated from that incident. Unfathomable. Truly an event that has rocked reality. That has born a devil, you might say. It's awesome. It's awesome. But I think my favorite piece, in an attempt to weaken the gun devil, gun possession laws were made stricter worldwide, and media coverage of incidents and disasters was restricted. That stands out to me. Aki's backstory is amazing and horrifying. It's just really cool that it's instant. It's really awful. It's like just whoosh, not even a shot at understanding what has happened. Pure chaos. Instant destruction. 1.2 million in 5 minutes. And these scenes look like they echo the big earthquakes. I wonder if 1.2 million comes up. I'm just going to type in 1.2 million Japan. Nope, that gets yen. Deaths. Non-combatant deaths in World War II are estimated to have reached 1.2 million in Japan. That's something. 2011 earthquake was in the thousands, not in the millions. Don't know. Certainly enough to play on the background heartstrings of anyone who's seen a natural disaster. People began to fear devils more, making all of them stronger and leading somewhat to the emergence of all of the things. In an attempt to weaken the gun devil, gun possession laws were made stricter worldwide, and media coverage of incidents and disasters was restricted. That stands out to me. Because we live in an era right now that is dominated by distrust of the media. They lied to us. They're not telling us what's really going on. They're hiding things from us. And that feeds into the fear. Really, they're a part of it. Really, they want the violence to continue. And in our real world, that is actually the case. But in this world, is it as well? Is it woven into our government policies? Are the organizations that fight devils actually having a hand in creating devilness all over the place, and more fear of them and more devils? It's how you make sure you keep funding. Sure is an interesting set of background pieces of information. No matter what it actually says, no matter where it's actually going, it's like 3 big mysteries with like 3 more little mysteries all woven in. And all of it is attached strongly to the characters that we care about. Aki, Denji, Makima. Strongly woven in. And she knows Denji well enough to use his absolute precise desires and goals to manipulate him, dangle that carrot in exactly the right direction, and send him off. Awesome. That's awesome. The bullets thing is really cool. A little compass to get there. Himeno and Aki built up is really cool. Hotel Morin. Pretty spooky. And I think that hotel itself is the devil, which is crazy. These two are becoming awesome and goofy goobers. Their Boketsukomi act with them versus literally everybody else is really solid. Himeno seems weird and happy to fuck with other people. Aki's great continuously. Arai is a goof. I kind of hope he doesn't die, but he seems very expendable to me. Seems very expendable to me. There's all this stuff going on in the interrelationships between these characters that's kind of tough to read. Like Himeno being all over the girl. What's up with that? I don't know. I don't know. The way we weave past and present in throughout the episode, I think, is stellar. I really love the way that we just snap to Denji. This one brain cell oriented in the direction of kisses now. Creepy head thing. What even are you doing? Who knows? We're looping. We're stuck. How cool. So, come next episode, we will dive into our first real big, puzzle fight, with a real big devil. See how our team operates together. And see if we can do any of that mental stuff that we probably need to do in order to fight this thing. Or if we just go chainsaws wailing. Either way, I think it'll be a pretty fun episode. This one certainly was. What a blast. What a blast of a show. I like chainsaws, man. I like chained salmon. I like chainsaws, man. I think it's cool. The show is good, and I will watch more of it because I like it. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Chainsaw Man and putting up with my bullshit. I really appreciate it. And if you want to support the channel or get next week's episode, it'll be available on the Patreon. Much love, folks. I hope your house doesn't get exploded by an unknown devil who just and your life is gone. I hope that never happens to you. I hope that never happens to anybody, but it does. Have a nice week. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time. Peace.